Dan kita boleh terus mula. Okay, so for today, kita akan proceed with next topic, topic 5 vectors. Quite long topik ni, antara topik yang panjang juga. And then, dia akan keluar dalam UPS 2 and then PSPM. Dia tak ada dalam assignment. So, pay extra attention lah because topik yang masuk final exam ni, maksudnya topik tu something complicated juga. Okay, so for this topic, we have 4 main subtopic. For today, we will focus on the first one would be introduction of vector lah, vector in 3 dimension. And saya percaya semua orang dah pernah belajar pasal vector. So untuk yang awal ni, kita just recap bersama. What is actually vector? Okay, kita terus mula So, vector is basically a quantity that have both magnitude and direction. So kalau orang tanya you what is definition of vector? So vector mesti ada two main element which are magnitude and direction. Okay, and then there's few notation of vectors as stated in your notes. Okay, tail of the arrow called the initial point, and then the head of the arrow is called the terminal point. And then there are three main notation of vector. So the first one tu, yang tu huruf A tu, dia bold. Normally we will use this kalau kita type lah. Kalau kita type kat dalam PC tu, yes lah awak boleh bold. But then kalau awak menulis sendiri pakai pen, takkanlah awak nak boldkan awak punya tulisan tu kan. So awak jarang jumpa lah. Bukan, awak takkan guna notation ni bila awak menulis. Okay, second one would be arrow, A to B. That is a vector, or the famous one will be vector A tu dia ada ombak kat bawah tu. So kalau kita nampak ada curly benda bawah wave tu, that is a vector. Alright, so this is notation tadi. Okay, so any point in space relative to the origin can be represented in both magnitude and direction. We call as OP, vector OP. Okay, so apa yang dia nak cakap kat sini? If we have a point, kejap adjust pen. Kalau kita ada satu point yang bermula daripada origin, maksudnya from origin pergi kepada any point on our axis, apa-apa point pun, we call this as a vector, ataupun nama lain dia position vector. Why it is position? Because we start from origin. Kalau cakap position vector je, maksudnya daripada origin pergi ke satu point. Okay, and then we have few notation on how to write a vector. Contohnya kat bawah tu, nanti kita go through satu-satu sekejap lagi. Alright, so this is how we illustrate a point in 3 dimension. Okay, so kita akan ada 3 axes. Your syllabus will focus on 3D. Matriculation syllabus focus on 3D. Okay, so if it's x-axis, dia akan focus on I element. Y-axis will be for J element. And then Z-axis will be for K element. That's why for vector, we're going to have I, J, K. Vector I, vector J, and vector K. Okay. And then given any point tu, dia bagilah point on our axis. So, dia tarik daripada origin kan, yang ada arrow tu. Itu contoh position vector. Okay. So, for vector or position vector, or any vector, we have 3 main types on how to write the vector in details. Okay, contohnya, let's say we have point P is x, y, z. Ini point. So, how we convert it into vector form? Cara kita nak tulis sebagai bentuk vector. So, OP. O stand for origin from origin to point P. Okay, famous one, awak selalu jumpa ni saya rasa. Kita akan ada xi plus yj plus zk. That's how we convert daripada point pergi kepada penulisan vektor. Ada ijk terus muncul kat situ. Okay. Below ijk dia sebenarnya ada wave-wave Dia mesti ada wave-wave tu tadi. That symbolize vector. Okay. Second one, kita boleh guna bentuk pointed bracket. This is pointed vector. Kalau perasan bracket dia tu bracket yang pointed macam tu. Okay. Tu memang fix untuk vector je. Or last one in the form of column vector. So, personally, for me, I would suggest you to use yang bentuk yang ketiga tu, column vector. Tak payah nak tulis IJK, ada ombak-ombak selalunya awak tertinggal. Awak tulis je IJK tapi yang wave-wave tu semua tertinggal. So, nanti salah tak jadi vector. So, saya lagi suka bentuk yang column vector. Kenapa? Nanti kita tengok masa proses calculation. Okay. So, now kita nak kenalkan few terms involving vector. So, first one would be magnitude. So, what is actually magnitude? Because just now kita intro kan, two main element in vector would be direction, arah, and magnitude. So what is actually magnitude? Magnitude is basically distance or length of your vector. Panjang vector awak tu. Awak cari kira, find the magnitude. Tapi tak tahu magnitude tu apa. So magnitude is basically length of your vector. So how do we find magnitude? It's fixed formula, set of x squared plus y squared plus z squared. If our vector is x, y, z. Macam tu lah. Dia sentiasa set of every element of IJK, awak squarekan. Itu fixed formula. Formula ni dia tak bahagi dalam exam So kena ingat sendirilah how to find magnitude. Okay. After that, we have a unit vector. So when it comes to unit vector, our notation would be OP. OP is a vector. Ada cap kat atas tu. Oh, saya salah buat. Ada wave lah. OP vector, above of it dia ada cap macam tu. That is unit vector punya symbol. So how do we find unit vector? This is also fixed formula. Vector OP divided by its magnitude. Setiap vector yang kita ada tu tadi, kita akan dividekan dengan dia punya magnitude. Okay, ini pun dia tak akan bagi masa exam formula tu, kena tahu sendiri. Okay, tambahan, tak ada dalam nota kat sini. So, magnitude of unit vector, let's say tadi kita ada unit vector OP, magnitude of this would be 1. Sentiasa. Magnitude of unit vector would always be 1. And itu kena tahu. So, let's say we have to find unit vector. To double check whether your answer tu betul ke tak, awak boleh kira dia punya magnitude. Kalau kira magnitude dia tu dapat 1, maksudnya unit vector awak tu dah betul lah. Kalau tiba-tiba awak calculate tak dapat 1, something wrong with your unit vector. Okay. Alright. Next one. Vector between 2 points, or nama lain dia direction vector. Okay. Direction vector. So ini beza dia tadi. First tadi kita ada position vector, mesti start from origin to a point. Now we have a direction vector. It's involving from point to point. So dalam soalan ni dia bagi point P1 and P2. So kita boleh dapatkan vector P1, P2. That is example for direction vector. Macam mana nak dapat? Kita kena tolakkan point. Point yang belakang tolak point depan. Maksudnya kat situ kalau kita ada nak cari P1, P2, P2 minus P1. Kalau nampak kat situ. So kalau saya bagi contoh lain lah. Let's say saya nak cari vector AB. Alright, kita sambung tadi. So let's say pasal direction vector from to a point. For example, tadi saya ada P1, P2 means P2 mesti minus P1. Let's say another example saya letak vector AB means mesti OB minus OA. Point yang belakang tolak point yang depan. Jangan salah konsep kat sini. So AB mesti OB minus OA. Dia bukannya A plus B. Dia bukannya, ni selalu orang akan salah lah, student akan salah, dia ingat okay kalau AB dia buat A plus B, ini mengarut. Ataupun tiba-tiba dia buat vector A darabkan dengan vector B, dapat AB, itu pun mengarut. So for vector, you must remember, for direction vector, AB, OB minus OA. Kalau AC, OC minus OA. Macam tu, mesti point yang belakang tolak point yang depan. Okay. Next, kita nak go through secara simple je lah few types of vector. So, first one we have equal vector. So, equal vector means when we have two vector with the same magnitude and same direction. Arah dia sama, panjang dia pun sama. Contohlah kita nak lukis kat situ. Okay, saya ada satu vector ke arah atas. Ini ialah vector A. And then we have another vector with the same length, panjang dia sama, with the same direction, vector B. Then we call this A and B as equal vector. Okay. After that, we have a negative vector. So for negative vector, it is the same magnitude but then opposite direction. Panjang dia sama tapi direction dia terbalik. So contohnya saya tadi ada satu vector A ke atas with the same length, we have another vector but then opposite direction, vector B. So for equal vector and negative vector, kena ingatlah magnitude dia mesti sama, panjang dia sama. So kalau equal, same direction. If it's negative, opposite direction. Okay. After that, we have a zero vector denoted as zero. Dia bukan zero tu je tau. Dia sebenarnya zero vector. Ada wave kat bawah tu tertinggal dalam nota. So, zero vector has magnitude zero and no specific direction. Basically, it's involving origin lah. So, kalau orang cakap zero vector, that means we have 0i plus 0j plus 0k. Dia macam tu. Kalau orang sebut origin dia, maksudnya itu koordinat 000. Berbeza So kalau origin 000. But zero vector it's 0i plus 0j plus 0k. Okay. Next one, we have a parallel vector. So parallel vector means it's a scalar multiplication of another vector. Okay, maksudnya kat sini vector tu ada same direction tapi panjang dia tak sama. Itu beza sikit dengan equal tadi. Kalau equal, panjang sama, direction sama. For parallel vector, direction je sama. Panjang tak semestinya sama. Sebab tu dia cakap kita ada scalar multiplication. Hasil darab. Sebab panjang dia tak semestinya sama. Okay, that is for parallel vector. Next one, we have a perpendicular vector. As it is from the diagram itself, when it comes to perpendicular, means angle between those two vector would be 90 degree. Angle antara dua tu 90 lah when it comes to perpendicular vector. Or ni yang kena ingat je, sometimes dia tak guna word perpendicular, dia akan guna word orthogonal. Orthogonal vector sama maksud juga, it's 90 degree. So orthogonal, perpendicular sama maksud 90 degree between those two vector. Okay, next kita nak masuk for operation. So for starter, intro in this subtopic, for vector kita ada dua je proses matematik, addition and subtraction. Hasil tambah vektor dengan hasil tolak vektor. Between two vector, we cannot perform multiplication. Tak ada vektor darab dengan vektor macam awak selalu buat hasil darab biasa tu. Itu tak berlaku kat vektor. Another one will be division, hasil bahagi vektor. Itu pun tak ada proses macam tu. Yang ada only addition and subtraction. And when it comes to addition or subtraction to vector, apa yang kita akan dapat kat situ? Kita akan dapat resultant vector. Contoh dalam gambar tu lah, awak ada vector A plus with vector B, then awak akan dapat the resultant of it A plus B. Sama juga macam kalau hasil tolak. Okay. Tambah tolak ni tak ada masalah lah. Okay. Last intro kita nak masuk for vector is about direction cosine and direction angle. Ini pun famous, suka ditanya because it's direct from the formula. But then if you don't know the formula, awak stuck kat situ. And formula won't be given in the exam. Yang ni pun dia tak bagi formula dalam exam. Okay, so for direction cosine, we would have three main element which are cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. Okay, so let's say, tak tulis kat sini, saya tambah lah. So let's say saya ada vector OP which is xi plus yj plus zk. Okay, so for cos alpha, kat situ dia tulis, we have x divided by OP, magnitude of OP. So means in for cos alpha, kita akan ambil elemen I sahaja. Value x tu kita ambil terus, divided by OP. And then for cos beta, we only choose element j. That's why they have y divided by magnitude of OP. And for cos gamma, we choose element k. That's why we have z divided by magnitude of OP. Okay, so jawapan dia memang separate lah. Kita ada tiga, cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. So that's for direction cosine. Next, we're gonna have direction angles. So for direction angle, basically we have to find the angle. So from direction cosine, you just arc cos each element just now. So kalau alpha tu nak dapat angle, arc cos kan lah x over magnitude. For beta, arc cos y over magnitude. Gamma, arc cos z over magnitude. So the connection kat situ means in case you want to find direction angle, you must find direction cosine first. They're connected between those two. Biasanya soalan dia memang pairing lah. Dia suruh cari direction cosine. After that, you have to find the direction angle. Okay. Kita terus jawab few example for vectors. So, for the following case, we have to state whether it is a vector or scalar. So, first one, cost of theatre ticket. Harga tiket teater. So, this one would be scalar. Why? Because there is no direction. Tak ada arah. So, bila tak ada arah, confirm dia bukan vector. Sesimpel itu sahaja. Okay, next one. Current of a river. This is also scalar. Kenapa? Same reason, because there is no direction. But then kalau soalan tu tambah sikit. Current of a river that flow to the west side of the river. Current that flow to the right side. Macam tu, dia ada arah tuju nak pergi ke mana, utara, selatan ke timur, macam tu, then it will be a vector. Kalau macam ni dia tak ada mention langsung about direction, then it is a scalar. Okay, next one, a population of the world. Bilangan populasi, itu pun tak ada arah tuju kan, so it is also scalar. And last one, initial flight path. Perjalanan kita, flight daripada Terengganu to Johor. So, this is a vector. Kenapa? We have a magnitude, jarak tu, and then jarak kita bermula mesti daripada Terengganu pergi ke Johor. We have a direction. So, when it's involving these two main element, magnitude and direction, then this would be a vector. Okay. Next example. So, what is the relationship between the point 471 and the vector 471? Illustrate with a diagram. Okay, nampak kat situ. Nombor yang sama but then they use a different notation. For point 471, that is just a coordinate. So, kalau kita nak lukis dalam paksi, as usual, sekejap saya tukar pen tebal sikit. Because 471 kita ada 3D kan, so vector, paksi awak pun 3D lah. X-axis, Y-axis and then Z-axis. Okay, 3D ni susah kita nak buat cantik-cantik betul. Awak main hentam sikit je tak apa. So 471 maksudnya kita ada satu point kat situ. And that's our point 471. Dah, itu situation dia. Okay, but for 4 vector 471, saya lukis juga paksi. X, Z. Okay, so with the same position, but then kita mesti ada apa tadi? Magnitude, maksudnya ada panjang tu nampak, mesti ada direction from origin to the point. So that would be a vector. Itu beza dia. Okay, so means for yang coordinate 471, this is only involve magnitude sebab kita ada jarak daripada origin. Tapi for vector kita ada dua-dua. Kita ada jarak from origin to the point, magnitude plus direction. So kalau vector mesti ada lukis arrow lah, dia nak pergi ke mana. Kalau point dia tak ada arrow. Itu beza antara dua. Okay, kita pergi next example. So we have two different points A and B. Find A, B. Okay. Nah, ini soalan basic ni. Selampau basic. A, B in this case means we have to find the direction vector. So how do we find direction vector? Ingat syarat saya tadi. So mesti point belakang tolak point depan. So OB minus OA. Okay. So what is OB? OB, point B, we convert into vector. Sekarang dalam soalan itu coordinate. Kita nak kena convert dalam vector. So from the beginning just now saya kata saya prefer column vector for this process. So saya tulis dalam bentuk column 4, -3, 2. Minus with OA. So 2, 5, 7. Okay, kenapa saya prefer bentuk ni? Sebab awak tak akan confuse siapa nak tolak siapa. Dia mesti I dengan I, J dengan J, K dengan K. So kalau kita tulis in this form, the column vector form, straight away awak nampak kat situ. Takkan terconfuse number lah kan. So in this case, our answer will be 2, -8, -5. And then kalau awak nak convert pergi any other form, boleh lah, tak ada masalah. Nak bentuk pointed tadi, 2, -8, -5. Bentuk pointed vector. Oh, nak tulis dalam bentuk IJK? No problem juga. 2i minus 8j minus 5k. Okay, that's for direction vector AB. Moving on, next one kita ada tu modulus kat situ. When it comes to modulus, this is basically magnitude. Kena tahu simbol Kadang-kadang soalan sebut magnitude, kadang-kadang soalan bagi simbol macam tu je, modulus je. Ataupun soalan suruh find the length. Term-term tu kena tahulah soalan nak suruh cari apa sebenarnya. Okay, so for magnitude of AB means that we have to set off square of every element. So in this case, we would have 2 squared plus with -8 squared plus with -5 squared. And then tekanlah calculator untuk dapat jawapan. So we have 4 plus 64 plus 25. So set of 93. Okay, for magnitude, since this is a length kan, panjang, biasakan tinggalkan jawapan dalam bentuk exact value. Nilai yang tepat. Kalau dalam set tu, biar je. Leave it as it is in the form of set. Jangan pergi ambil perpuluhan, jangan pergi bundarkan jawapan. Biar je dalam bentuk set. Lebih tepat lah because dia melibatkan panjang. Okay. Next one. We have to find unit vector in the direction of AB. Okay. So ini pun sebenarnya melibatkan formula. Unit vector means we have to find AB at the cap. Itu unit vector. What is the formula? Just now we already discussed this. Vector divided by its magnitude. Soalan ni berkait-kait nampak. So dia start from the beginning tadi. Vektor AB awak mesti betul. Kalau AB awak salah, awak mengarut juga kat sini. Sebab daripada AB kita cari magnitude. Daripada magnitude kita boleh cari unit vector. Okay, because our unit vector just now is set of 93. So dia akan jadi 1 over set of 93 times with our vector AB. 2i minus 8j minus 5k. That would be our unit vector. Or kalau nak expand satu-satu, jadi 2 over set 93i minus 8 over set 93j minus 5 over set 93k pun boleh, tak ada masalah lah. Okay, so dua cara, sama ada nak buat 1 over times the vector itself ataupun awak nak tulis satu-satu, kembangkan awak punya magnitude tu, tak ada masalah kat situ. Okay. And then last one, D. Ini soalan favorite ni. We have to find a vector of length 3. Panjang dia mesti 3. Maksudnya magnitude yang kita nak cari ni mesti 3 panjang dia. Has the same direction as AB. Dia maksudnya mesti parallel dengan AB. Sama arah dengan AB. Okay, how do we find this? Ini soalan famous. Dia berkait dengan unit vector. Tadi saya dah pesan. Magnitude of unit vector mesti 1. Ni awak kira lah tadi yang jawapan kita dah ada tu. 2 over set 93, 8 over set 93, 5 over set 93. Kalau awak cari magnitude dia, awak akan dapat 1. Okay. So, sekarang ni kita nak cari vektor panjang dia 3. Sekarang kita dah ada vektor AB yang panjang dia 1. So, kalau saya nak dapat another vector with length of 3 times by 3 je lah kan. Kita darabkan je. So, means that now our vector would be 3 times with unit vector AB. Darabkan je lah. So, each element times by 3. That's how we get 6 over set 93i minus 24 over set 93j minus 15 over set 93k. To double check, you may find the magnitude of this vector. Awak dapatlah jawapan 3 nanti. Okay. So hint dia tu je. Kalau dia suruh cari another vector with the same direction that has specific length. Maksudnya unit vector times with that vector. Itu je pattern dia. Let's say yang ni dia nak 3, sebab tu saya darab 3. Kalau dia nak, okay, another vector with length of set, contohnya set 34. Set 34 tadi, darabkan je dengan unit vector tu. Okay. Settle this example. Ada soalan ke so far? Saya pergi laju je sebab saya rasa macam awak tahu je semua benda ni.
Tak
So
ada,
kita
Miss.
macam recap je. Kalau tak ada saya pergi seterusnya. Next one, example 4. So we have four different vector A, B, C and D. Okay, find the following. Okay, first one we have 3A minus 2B plus 4C. Kalau perasan kat sini, dia boldkan A, B, C, D tu. That is a vector. Tapi kalau awak menulis, awak janganlah pergi boldkan satu-satu, buang masa So awak convert lah sikit pakai wave tu. Okay, so we have to find 3A minus 2B plus 4C. Nampak saya convert sendiri Saya letak wave kat bawah tu. Okay, for 3A means every element in A times by 3. Kita boleh terus pergi skala multiplication kat situ. So saya terus darab, convert dalam bentuk column because kita nak buat operation mathematic after this. This would be 6, 9, negative 3. Okay, minus with 2b means every element in B times by 2 we get 8 negative 2b so negative 2 and then 2 times 6 and then plus 4c every element in C times by 4 so negative 12 28. Okay. Bila dah tukar satu-satu macam tu, awak dah boleh kira lah kan, tak ada problem dah. Straight away boleh terus dapat jawapan. So, first one we have 6 minus 8 minus 12. So, negative 14. Next one, 9 plus 2 plus 20. So, we have 31. Last one, negative 3 minus 6 plus 8. Negative 1. Okay, settle. Dah dapat apa yang dia nak. Dia sesimpel itu je lah. Oh, ini saya buat dalam bentuk kolom vektor. Kalau awak nak tukar dalam bentuk pointed, awak nak buat kira terus satu-satu, boleh, tak ada masalah. Kalau awak nak buat dalam bentuk IJK pun boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay. Alright. Moving on. B. We have to find modulus of this. Means we have to find the magnitude. So, magnitude of 3A minus 2B plus 4C would be, ingat, set of every element kita squarekan. So, we have 14 squared. 196 plus 31 squared, so 961 plus 1 squared. So, set of 1158. Dia straightforward je soalan dia. Yang penting awak tahu soalan tu suruh cari apa sebenarnya. Okay. Settle for this part. Moving on. Next one. Okay. Find the unit vector in the direction of 3A minus 2B plus 4C. Okay, benda yang sama tadilah. Dia nak suruh cari unit vector. Saya namakanlah ni satu benda saya letaklah nama dia N. Sebab panjang sangat nak tulis 3A minus 2B plus 4C tu. Okay, so unit vector would be, ingat, vector tu, tadi saya namakan dia sebagai N, divided by its magnitude. Vector kita dah cari kat part A. Magnitude kita dah cari dah kat part B. So, combinekan je lah jawapan tu. Unit vector in this case would be negative 14 over set 1158I plus 31 over set 1158J minus 1 over set 1158K. Siap. Okay. Moving on. Next one, D. Right. So we have to find value of alpha and beta where D is alpha A plus 3B plus beta C. Okay. Soalan dia sekarang dah berubah dah. Tak ada kena-mengena dengan vektor-vektor yang kita cari tadi. Now we have to find two constant alpha and beta. Provided we have the equation apa yang dia bagi ni. So first step, if they provide this information, you just have to convert this into vector form. Apa yang dia bagi, saya dah highlight color biru tu, convert je dalam bentuk vector. Okay, so kita convert satu-satu. Kita ada D tadi is, D dalam soalan dia dah bagi kan, 19 negative 25. Okay, salin je. 19 negative 25 plus with, equal to, okay, alpha A, vector A is 2, 3, negative 1 plus 3b. So 3 times 4, negative 1, 3 plus beta C. C is negative 3, 5, 2. Okay. Alright, next part. In order to find alpha and beta, you have three options here. Just to choose any two and then perform simultaneous equation. Awak ada tiga pilihan sekarang. Elemen I, elemen J or elemen K. Pilih je lah mana-mana dua. Buat persamaan serentak. Boleh dah dapat alpha and beta. Okay. Saya pergi laju je. First saya choose elemen I lah. Saya ambil yang first. So we have 19, 2 alpha, 3 times 4, beta times negative 3. Oh, semua tu saya darabkan Okay, so kita akan dapat first equation. 2 alpha plus 12 minus 3 beta equal to 19. Simplify this up. 2 alpha minus 3 beta is 7. Okay, next. Kita ambil, nak ambil J boleh, saya ambil elemen K lah, elemen yang ketiga pula. So kita ada 5, negative, 3 and 2. So our equation would be negative alpha plus 9 plus 2 beta equal to 5. Simplify this up. Negative alpha plus 2 beta would be negative 4. That would be our second equation. After that, dah boleh lah perform simultaneous equation. Up to you nak pakai apa-apa. Saya pakai substitution. So, 2 beta minus 3 beta equal to 7. Beta in this case would be negative 1. And then simplify that out for alpha. Alpha in this case would be 2. Bawah tu dia jadi proses matematik biasa je lah. Dia tak ada benda penting. Just make sure hint given in the question you convert into vector form. From there choose any two equation and then perform simultaneous. Dapatlah constant yang dia nak. Okay. Yang penting yang ni. Apa yang dia bagi hint dalam soalan tu awak convert dulu dalam vector equation. Itu ada markah. And then compare tu mana-mana equation buat persamaan serentak. Dia sesimpel itu sahaja. Okay. Alright, moving on. Next one. We have to find direction cosine of A. Okay. A kita tadi, saya salin dululah. Lupa dah ke atas tu. Vector A just now is 2i plus 3j minus k. Okay. In order to find direction cosine, first kita kena cari magnitude dulu. Okay, so saya cari dulu magnitude of A. So in this case, we have set of 4 plus 9 plus 1. So set 14. Okay, so for direction cosine. Remember, our answer must be in the form of cosine. 3 main element. So for cos alpha, choose element I. So we have 2 divided by its magnitude. So 2 over set 14. And then next one, cos beta, choose element J. So we have 3 over set 14. And last one for cos gamma, kita akan pilih elemen K. So we have, hati-hati S2, negative 1. Ada negatif over set 14. Okay, dah siap. Itu je untuk direction cosine. Next one, direction angle. So for direction angle, ikut logik juga, our answer must be in the form of angle, sudut. So just arc cos every element untuk kita dapatkan sudut tu. So for alpha, arc cos of 2 over set 14. For beta, arc cos 3 over set 14. And then for gamma, arc cos negative 1 over set 14. Lepas tu tekan je lah calculator satu-satu. So alpha you should get 57.69. And then beta would be 36.7. Last one gamma. Because it's negative, confirm dia jadi obtuse. So 105.5. Settle. Dia simple je kan. Dia simple provided awak tahu kena guna formula apa. Direction cosine, your answer must be in the form of cos. Cos alpha, beta, gamma. Vector divided by its magnitude. And then for direction angle, each element just now you have to find the angle. So ada 3 sudut kat situ. Okay. Next question. Ini soalan famous juga, saya letak star. Okay. Show that the vector form a triangle. Hence, find the length of each side. Okay, ada 2 bahagian soalan. Kita jawab yang first dulu. So, kalau soalan kita suruh check form any shape, let's say this is triangle, selalunya triangle lah. Okay, kita punya illustration kita kena assume macam ni. Vector A, kita ada vector B, and then the resultant of it lah, dia tak ke arah yang sama kan, vector C. Okay, so in order to prove it's forming closed triangle like this, just add all vectors, make sure you get answer 0. Itu je target kita. Maksudnya kalau kita ada 4 vektor, tambahlah 4. In this case ada 3 vektor. Vektor A plus vektor B plus vektor C. Target kita mesti dapat 0 vektor. So kalau dapat 0 vektor, maksudnya vektor kita tu close lah, forming triangle. Kalau tak dapat 0, maksudnya vektor kita tu terbuka. Dia bukannya forming a triangle. Okay, so that's what we do here. Kita tambahkan 3 vektor tu. Vektor A is 1, 2, 1. Plus vector B, negative 2, 1, negative 3. Plus vector C, 1, negative 3, 2. And then check, tambahkan satu-satu. In this case, we gonna get 0, 0, 0. Okay. Bila dapat je 0 vector, awak terus boleh buat conclusion. So, A, B, and C forming a triangle. Kalau dia suruh check lah bentukkan apa-apa tu, maksudnya hasil tambah je. Okay. Next, find the length of each side. Maksudnya side A, side B, side C, kita kena cari panjang dia. Remember just now, what is length? Dia dah bagi tahu banyak kali tadi. Length is basically magnitude. Dia nak suruh cari magnitude sebenarnya. So, kita kena cari magnitude for each vector. So, start with vector A. So, magnitude of it would be, ingat, third squared each element. So, we have 1 plus 4 plus 1. Third 6. Okay. For vector B, pun sama. Dia suruh cari magnitude. So, we have 4 plus 1 plus 9. Third 14. And then last one for vector C, we have 1 plus 9 plus 4. Also set 14. Dah siap. Itu je sebenarnya length for each sides. So kalau perasan kat situ B and C have the same length. This is isosceles triangle lah. Kalau dia suruh cari lah ini bentuk apa kan. Segitiga sama kaki lah. Isosceles triangle. Okay. Ini pattern saya letak star kat situ. Quite famous juga soalan. How do we prove that vector is a triangle, forming a triangle? So ingat ulang banyak kali ni. Hasil tambah sama dengan kosong. Kalau ada minta cari length, cari panjang, cari distance. That is basically a magnitude. Kita pergi last question for this one, for today. Soalan tu panjang sikit tapi jangan risau. Okay. So, given 3 vector, we have vector A, B and C. Ni pun ada tersalah-tersalah sikit notation kat sini. Vector lah tu. Okay, vector A, B and C. And then where M and N are constant. Okay, if A plus B equal to C, that is our info, then find the numerical value of M and N. Hence, find a unit vector in the direction of vector B. Also obtain a vector magnitude 6 unit direction of vector B. Ada 3 soalan kat situ. Kita cari yang first dulu. Value of M and N. Hint, dia dah bagi A plus B equal to C. Remember just now the same pattern. From that info, convert it into vector equation. So we would have now A, saya tukar dalam bentuk kolom vector. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then plus B. So vector B would be M, negative 1, N equal to C. So we have 5. M minus 1, 3. Alright. From there, compare any element to find M and N. So to find M straight away, kalau saya ambil yang first tu nampak senang je kan. 3 plus M would be 5. So M in this case would be 2. Dia dah senang tu. Next, we have to find N. N ada kat last row. So for element K, compare that part. 1 plus N is 3 means N would be also 2. Settle. Simple je kan sebenarnya. Ayat je panjang-panjang nak menyusahkan kita. Okay, so ingat, dia bagi hint, tukar bentuk vector equation. After that, compare any element to find what the question asks for. Okay, next part. Hence, find unit vector in the direction of vector B. Okay, means unit vector for vector B. Itu maksud dia. Okay, so first kita state dulu what is vector B. Sebab tadi B ada constant kat situ. B now will be 2, negative 1, 2. Alright. And then before finding unit vector, we have to find our magnitude. So find dulu magnitude for B. 4 plus 1 plus 4. We get 3 here. And then baru kita boleh cari unit vector. So ingat notation ada cap. That is unit vector. That is basically vector divided by its magnitude. Saya tulis juga formula. So divide satu-satulah. We have 2 over 3i minus 1 over 3j plus 2 over 3k. To double check, make sure magnitude of this unit vector must be 1. Okay. Last part. Obtain another vector. Magnitude 6. Magnitude dia mesti 6. In the direction of vector B. Nampak sama pattern macam tadi. Semua sekarang dia nak magnitude dia, length dia 6. So kalau dia nak magnitude yang 6, maksudnya darab je lah dengan 6. So 6 times unit vector B. So saya darab je lah. 6 times with our vector just now. Unit vector tau, jangan pergi darab dengan vector B. Darab dengan vector B nanti awak tak dapat lah panjang 6 yang dia nak tu. Okay. So, jangan tinggal macam ni. Final answer always in simplest form. So, we would have now 4i minus 2j plus 4k. Nak double check, awak double check lah. Unit vector ni dapat tak 6? Kalau dapat 6, awak dah betul dah tu. Berada di jalan yang benar. Kalau tiba-tiba tak dapat 6, something wrong with your unit vector. Okay, habis 5.1.